This demonstration will show different functionalities of LifeLeaf app. We'll start from the login, and in this particular case I'll not show directly how to log in because we have already shown it in the other demonstrations. When we log in, it comes to the first screen, which is the initial calibration instruction. So this screen will come every time after the login unless you do the calibration at least once. And it also pops up the connect window, so that when you click on the connect, it will connect to the watch, because after the login you have to always connect and go through the pairing with the watch using the QR code. But I'll not show in this particular demo that, because I've already shown it in a different demo. Today we'll show you all the different screens and also some of the functions which are available at the bottom of all the screens. So let's look at that at the bottom. So the home screen is also the dashboard, where it shows all the different biometrics and also the values which have been extracted from the watch, and this is the latest value which is available. But the watch might be having other more recent value cached in the watch but not transferred to the app yet. Now if we click on any of the icons, it actually shows, for example, the history of all those values with the timestamp. So you can actually scroll it down. So at most in the app it will keep a year's information, though at the watch it keeps only 6 hours information. So it is important for you to actually transfer the data from the watch to the app regularly. Other than the history, there are other tabs also. At the top you have got the summary and also the details. So these are the different kind of graphs, and you can actually zoom in and zoom out of this graph as well. Similarly, at the bottom you have got the different time period, so you can go to the week, for example, and this is the history for the week. Also you can go to the summary and the detail for the week, as well as you can go to the month and the year. Going back to the dashboard, for each of the different biometrics you have all of these things available, as you can see. The next one is sync. If the watch is connected to the app, then using the sync it will actually get the data which has not been synced yet from the watch to the app. You need to actually do it within a 6 hours time frame, because the watch keeps the 6 hours of data. Every time you also connect to the watch, the sync is implicitly done. That means you don't have to sync it explicitly. By connection, it will get all the data which has not been synced yet from the watch to the app. The next one is calibrate. I will show a different demo on how to calibrate it. And the next is measure now. The measure now allows you to actually do the measurement and transfer the data from the watch to the app in one step and on demand. Otherwise, the watch is always doing at a particular frequency, let's say every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, based on your preference, it is doing that measurement. But if you want to take a measurement right now without waiting for the next scheduled measurement, then you can use this measure now. Again, we'll show a different demo on how to do the measure now. And finally, alerts. The alerts actually shows all those alerts which are the medical alert based on some medical condition or the measurement values which goes beyond some thresholds which you have defined. There is also another tab called the notifications, where you will get the notification from the LifePlus, the company, about your services, about your account, about the app. All of those notifications will come here. And also there is a tab for the reminder. The reminders are basically some reminders, especially with respect to your medical condition, which you may enter, and those things will be shown here. These three are not implemented yet. Let me now go to the hamburger menu and show you some of the functionality there. By the way, you can put your image also on the profile page, and that will appear here. Emergency actually allows you to do some emergency communication. You already have some people in the emergency contact list, which includes your doctors, your family, and using this emergency you can connect them with whatever medical condition, all the measurements you have taken which have alerted you, and those measurements will be actually transferred to those people through emails or text message. This is not implemented yet. The profile is basically the same screen which we have seen before and used before when we initially registered and created our profile. If we scroll down, it has got some other additional information which are optional, and you can enter them and then you can update it. Next is the alert, notification and reminders, which I have already shown, those screens which comes from the dashboard, from the bottom functional icon itself. These are not implemented yet. The medication allows you to enter all the prescription medication you are taking, and those medication lists will be very handy when you are contacting your doctors or for any emergency contact. All of those informations will be transferred to the doctor, so that the doctor can have a full picture of not only what are the different kinds of critical measurements are happening, at the same time what are the medications you are taking. The next is device. So under the device, which is basically the LifeLeaf watch, there are three functions. One is connect new, which means that you are connecting to a watch, and this connect new you have to do every time you have logged out and you have to log in. So when you log in, you have to actually do this connect new. If you are already logged in and your watch is disconnected, let's say the watch was shut down, then rather than going through connect new and going through the QR code scanning, you can actually do a reconnect. And by forget, you can disconnect a connected watch and then you can go through the connect new. So these are the options you have for the device connectivity. The preference has certain preference you can actually have. Right now only the measurement interval is implemented. As you can see that you can actually make a scheduled measurement from the watch at the 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes or 1 hour interval. Now 10 minutes comes as a default, but when the measurement interval is higher, your battery usage is lower. So to preserve your battery, and if you don't need to actually measure it so often, then it is actually advisable that you make your measurement interval higher one. The watch setting and other things are not yet implemented. Here are some reports, and these reports actually not implemented, but once we have the enough data, we can actually show these reports as well. The meals allows you to select a particular meal. So for example, I have snacks right now, and I can add that, and that says that at 16:48 p.m. I had a snacks. So these meals gives you the context. For example, blood glucose, it gives you a context that this particular high blood glucose is because I just took a meal only 30 minutes before this particular measurement, and which is very important for the doctor to understand. The health symptoms is also another very important recording functionality. Here there are quite a few symptoms, and you can select, for example, if I'm feeling a little bit of palpitation, I can actually select that and add that, and that palpitation is the context when the doctor sees that my heart rate has gone up quite a bit, and he can also see the other measurements and kind of interpret that palpitation with respect to all of those measurements together. The community allows you to actually define the number of people, your family, friends, doctors, who can actually have the access to your data, and also you can share some of your experiences to the other people in that community. The shared data actually allows you sending the data to your doctor, to your community, to your emergency contact, and also you can make it automatically do it daily, weekly, monthly, etc. Especially for the users, senior users, it is very useful to share this data with their family and the doctors. Even when the user forgets to send it, the system will automatically do it. That basically has, and the last one is about, which shows the release number. And you can also do a log out from here, and by doing the log out you can log in as a different user and test, for example, the watch with another person. So that completes the demo of the functionality of LifeLeaf app.